Okay, so one of the things I want to do to my SE AWD is put dual exhaust on it, but I haven't came across the system yet, and at the same time I'm wanting to go ahead and put the rear diffuser up here, this rear spoiler, this V3 spoiler. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and do some of the prep work, which will entail cutting this portion off, because once I get the muffler for this side, this here will have to come out of place anyway. Now I've lined it up to the driver's side, and as you see how it is trimmed right along there, I guess I could get a piece for the original fit, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to do my trim line right along there and see how it comes out. As far as trimming it, it's gonna be about half this. It's gonna be pretty much cut it in the middle, I'm hoping. So that's what I'm gonna go for. Okay, so that's gonna be my cut line. Okay, so I'm just taking my razor and I'm cutting right along this line that I marked out. Granted, it is not this easy to cut, but I have cut it out already, so just I marked it off this tape and I cut it on around. And on out as such, all the way. Just remove that. And as you see, that's cut. For the fitment issues for the V3 rear diffuser that you will need to address is that slot right there. You see, with the light in, the light protrudes out too far for this to slide right into place, into that slot. So it's going to take some trimming. Other than that, well, at the moment, that's my issue. So we're going to try to put some trim on that and see how it turns out.
From Sweden.
Okay, so right now I'm just toying around with trying to get this rear diffuser to fit. For the moment, I had to cut the diffuser here to shorten it. You might be able to melt it apply heat to it to at first if you want to try that way. But what I have done for the moment is to cut it right here at the exhaust. It's right up against the exhaust on this side, and I'm still having that big of a gap. I'm thinking about, for the gap, it's going to be a little overhang at the bottom. I'm thinking about going ahead, putting it in place with the 3M tape and just working around the rough edges from there. The thing I don't like for the moment is that it's fitting right up, like I said, against the exhaust, and that's the same problem I had with the car that's not as wide. The '07 is right up to the pipe, or it's right at the fitment is pretty much the same. The space there, I think I got a better fit there and coming around than on the original. But as you see, as a matter of fact, this side I have more clearance. It's a little bit lower, but on this side is what I was saying, and that happens to be right on the same side, the passenger side. Of course, I had to fit a slot in for the reflectors because on the '07 it doesn't have them. But on this one, I'm gonna have to tour around with the top, and I'm thinking I'm gonna try to get the 3M sticking, because I don't want to cut these. If you do it, I would suggest trying to perhaps heat them up at first to get them in place. But this is how my cuts are coming along. Okay, so my sides aren't matching up in this spot, and it drops lower on the edges. That's on both sides. So what I'm gonna do is get it in place in the middle, and then work it around on the edges. I'm gonna try to catch as much of this as I can, but once I get started, I will not be flipping back from here to the camera to show you how it's fitting. I'm gonna pull the bottom wide strip first and try to work around from there. Okay, right in this area is the problem sides. It's not lining up down in the bottom as it should, with the contour of the bumper itself. And if I put the wrong pressure in, it's going to bow out here. That's why I wanted to start from the rear. That 3M tape is holding it pretty good, but what I'm going to do is come along this side. I'm going to come on along this edge and press it in, and it's going to be a little lower there on that edge. But I'm going to try to work with that. Once again, I'm going to remove the wide piece first, which is the bottom piece, and try to work it into place from here. But I'm going to need something here to keep that pressed, because the tape is holding pretty good along these edges. So I'm going to need some pressure here. Okay, so this is where I am at the moment. Can't really see the edges at the moment because I have the tape to pull it tight to keep it close to the body. Hopefully overnight it'll give it a chance to really stick. But at the main, and for the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and put the screws in the bottom. That's how close that pipe is. Maybe if I get the custom pipes, it'll move it out a bit, but that's just a hairline. And you see that's hairline. There's way more room on this side. I'll see how it fits when I find me another pipe. That's why I did want to wait until I found the pipe, but at the same time I wanted to get it on. It's a tighter fit on this side. That's why I said cut the top, and then you can decide how much to cut away here. It'll be a whole lot less more than what I cut. But cut the top all the way, that top edge, and then that corner there, you're gonna have to figure out something to do with your corners. And that will be on both corners. Well, this one here is in a little more than this one. So that's where we are at the moment.